Sheila Carter's ultimate sacrifice, a mother's final act of redemption on the bold and the beautiful. The inevitable confrontation between Luna and Sheila. The current storyline on The Bold and the Beautiful has reached a dramatic crescendo with Luna Nozawa's dangerous obsession spiraling completely out of control. Luna's fixation on Finn has transformed from mere emotional turmoil into a deadly threat against Steffi Forrester, whom she believes stands between her and a relationship with her biological father. Recent episodes have shown Luna acquiring a gun and practicing target shooting while staring at Steffi's photograph, making it clear that she intends to eliminate what she perceives as the obstacle to her happiness. Sheila Carter, despite her notorious past as one of daytime television's most feared villains, finds herself in an unprecedented position. For the first time in her tumultuous history, Sheila faces a situation where her own flesh and blood has become more dangerous than she ever was. Luna's declaration that Steffi must be removed from the picture has shocked even Sheila, who has witnessed and orchestrated countless schemes throughout her years on the show. Luna's descent into madness. Luna's mental state has deteriorated rapidly since discovering that Finn is her biological father. Her inability to form the father-daughter relationship she desperately craves has transformed her grief into murderous rage. The young woman who once seemed sympathetic has revealed herself to be capable of extreme violence, having already taken 2 lives without remorse. Recent spoilers indicate that Luna's obsession has reached its breaking point. She has armed herself and made it clear that she views Steffi as the primary obstacle preventing her from having a relationship with Finn. Luna's twisted logic convinces her that eliminating Steffi will somehow make Finn love and accept her, despite the obvious flaws in this reasoning. The tension has escalated to the point where Ridge Forrester has become increasingly concerned about Luna's stability and has warned Steffi and Finn about the potential danger. Even Deacon Sharp has expressed alarm about Luna's behavior, warning Sheila to stay away from her increasingly unhinged granddaughter. Sheila's moment of truth. In a shocking turn of events, Sheila Carter finds herself positioned to become an unlikely hero. The woman who has terrorized the Forrester family for decades now faces a choice that could define her legacy. When Luna makes her move to break into Steffi's home with murderous intent, Sheila will be there to intervene. This confrontation represents more than just a physical altercation between grandmother and granddaughter. It symbolizes Sheila's final opportunity to prove that she has genuinely changed and that her love for Finn transcends her own dark impulses. For years, Sheila has claimed to want redemption and a relationship with her son, and this moment will test whether those claims are genuine. The dramatic irony is palpable. Sheila Carter, who has spent years trying to harm or eliminate Steffi Forrester, will now risk her own life to save the woman she once considered her greatest enemy. This reversal of roles demonstrates the complex nature of family loyalty and the lengths to which even the most flawed individuals will go to protect those they love. The fatal confrontation. When Luna arrives at Steffi's home with her weapon drawn and murder on her mind, she doesn't anticipate that Sheila will be there to stop her. The confrontation that ensues will be both physical and emotional, as Sheila desperately tries to talk her granddaughter down from committing an irreversible act. Sheila's voice will tremble with urgency as she pleads with Luna, "This isn't who you are, Luna. Don't do this." Her words carry the weight of someone who understands the consequences of violence and the permanent damage it inflicts on both victims and perpetrators. However, Luna's obsession has consumed her rational thinking, and she refuses to listen to reason. The struggle between the two women will be intense and chaotic. In the midst of their physical altercation, Luna's weapon will discharge accidentally, and the bullet intended for Steffi will instead strike Sheila. The moment of impact will be devastating. Luna's face will go pale as she realizes what she has done, while Steffi screams in horror at the unexpected turn of events. The rush to save a life. In the aftermath of the shooting, Luna will flee the scene in terror, leaving behind a critically wounded Sheila and a traumatized Steffi. The irony of the situation, Steffi and Finn desperately trying to save the life of the woman who has caused them so much pain, adds layers of complexity to an already emotional storyline. Finn and Steffi's race to get Sheila to the hospital will be fraught with tension and urgency. Despite their complicated history with Sheila, their basic humanity compels them to fight for her life. This moment will showcase the fundamental decency of both characters, even when dealing with someone who has been their tormentor. The hospital scenes will be particularly poignant, as medical staff work frantically to stabilize Sheila's condition. The severity of her injuries will become apparent quickly, and the doctors will deliver the devastating news that her wounds are too severe for recovery. This medical reality will set the stage for one of the most emotionally charged scenes in the show's recent history. A mother's final words. As Sheila lies dying in her hospital bed, she will have one last opportunity to connect with the son she has loved imperfectly but genuinely. Her final words to Finn will carry the weight of years of regret, missed opportunities, and genuine maternal love. "I love you so much," she will whisper, her voice weak but filled with sincerity. This moment will represent the culmination of Sheila's character arc, from villain to a woman seeking redemption through the ultimate sacrifice. Her willingness to die protecting Steffi, the woman she once saw as her enemy, demonstrates a level of character growth that seemed impossible given her history. Finn's reaction to his mother's dying words will be equally powerful. Overcome with emotion and regret for the relationship they never had, he will finally acknowledge Sheila as his mother. "Mom," he will say through his tears, the word carrying decades of unspoken longing and acceptance. This will be the first and last time he calls her by that title, making the moment even more heartbreaking. The impact of Sheila's death. Sheila Carter's death will reverberate throughout the bold and beautiful universe in ways that extend far beyond the immediate storyline. Her sacrifice will fundamentally alter how other characters view her legacy, transforming her from a one-dimensional villain into a complex figure capable of genuine love and heroism. For Finn, losing his biological mother just as he finally accepts her will create lasting emotional trauma. The guilt of never giving her the relationship she craved, combined with grief over her heroic death, will likely influence his character development for months to come. His journey from rejection to acceptance to loss mirrors real-life family dynamics and the complexity of forgiveness. Steffi's survival, bought with Sheila's life, will also create complicated feelings. Living with the knowledge that her former enemy died saving her will challenge Steffi's previous black and white view of Sheila's character. This psychological burden will add depth to Steffi's character as she grapples with survivor's guilt and a revised understanding of the woman who terrorized her family. The broader Forrester family will also be forced to reassess their memories of Sheila Carter. Her final act of heroism won't erase the pain she caused over the years, but it will complicate their feelings and perhaps offer a measure of closure to decades of conflict. Sheila Carter's death represents one of the most dramatically satisfying conclusions to a long-running soap opera storyline in recent memory. Her transformation from villain to hero, accomplished through the ultimate sacrifice, provides both emotional catharsis and narrative closure. The fact that she dies saving the life of her former enemy while protecting her son's happiness demonstrates that even the most flawed individuals are capable of redemption. Next, we will dive deep into the thrilling twists and turns awaiting us on The Bold and the Beautiful over the next 2 weeks, from June 16th to June 30th. Get ready for heart-pounding drama as Hayes Forrester Finnegan finds himself in a perilous situation. Remy Price wrestles with a life-altering decision, and Nick Marone stirs up old tensions with Ridge Forrester. With emotions running high and secrets threatening to unravel, the CBS soap opera promises to keep us on the edge of our seats. Let's unpack every juicy detail, explore the motivations behind these characters' actions, and speculate on the potential fallout from each shocking development. Week of June 16th, danger lurks and old flames rekindle. The week kicks off with an unsettling undercurrent as Luna Nozawa intensifies her covert operations against Steffi Forrester Finnegan and her husband, Finn. Luna, cloaked in deception, has been observing the couple's every move, but her fixation takes a darker turn when she targets their young son, Hayes. In a chilling scene set on a quiet patch of lawn outside the Forrester estate, Luna approaches the unsuspecting child during a moment when he's seemingly unsupervised. With calculated sweetness, she calls out Hayes by name, her tone dripping with false warmth to win his trust. She goes as far as spinning a tale of familial connection, perhaps claiming to be a distant cousin, which confuses the innocent boy. Then, in a bizarre and ominous gesture, Luna presents Hayes with an unexpected gift, a small, intricately wrapped box. Is this a sinister attempt to unnerve Steffi, or does it mark the first step in a more dangerous plan, possibly abduction? The ambiguity leaves a knot of dread in our stomachs as we fear for Hayes' safety and the emotional toll this could take on his family. The Forrester household, already a hotbed of tension, might be pushed to its breaking point with this looming threat. Meanwhile, across town, Brooke Logan is blindsided by a figure from her storied romantic past. A former lover, the charismatic Nick Marone, re-enters her life with a determined glint in his eye, professing his desire to reignite their once passionate connection. Their chemistry is undeniable, and in a stolen moment of weakness, Brooke finds herself locked in a forbidden kiss with Nick, a secret she later confides to her sister, Katie Logan, with a mix of guilt and longing. News of this encounter ripples through the Logan and Forrester circles, reaching Ridge Forrester, who is far from pleased. Nick, ever the provocateur, seems to relish getting under Ridge's skin, perhaps taunting him with subtle jabs about Brooke's lingering feelings. Taylor Hayes, observing from the sidelines, can't help but express her delight at this reunion, believing Nick might be the better match for Brooke. However, Ridge's protective instincts and unresolved emotions for Brooke create a storm of jealousy and mistrust. Could this rekindled romance drive a permanent wedge between Ridge and Brooke, or will it force Ridge to confront his true feelings? Elsewhere, Steffi shakes things up by dropping a bombshell on Hope Logan during a heated exchange at Forrester Creations. With a sly smile, Steffi floats the idea of bringing back Daphne Rose, a name that instantly sets Hope on edge. While Steffi insists this move is purely business-related, perhaps tied to a new fashion line or marketing campaign, Hope suspects ulterior motives. She fears Daphne's return could reignite old rivalries, especially where Carter Walton is concerned. Hope, protective of her budding relationship with Carter, bristles at the thought of Daphne sinking her claws into him. Even if Steffi's intentions are professional, the mere mention of Daphne sends waves of insecurity through Hope, who wonders if this is a calculated play to destabilize her personal and professional life. The tension between these two powerhouses is palpable, and it's clear that neither will back down easily in this battle of wills. Week of June 23rd, Consequences and Moral Crossroads. As we roll into the following week, the repercussions of Luna's disturbing actions toward Hayes come into sharp focus. Speculation runs rampant that Luna's seemingly innocent interaction with the child was merely the prelude to a much darker scheme. Could she have kidnapped Hayes, spiriting him away from the safety of his family? Rumors swirl that Luna might issue a horrifying ultimatum, demanding something unthinkable, perhaps even Steffi's life, in exchange for Hayes' safe return. While we know Steffi is destined to emerge from this ordeal unscathed, the actress portraying her is soon expected to take maternity leave, necessitating a temporary exit from the show. This storyline could serve as the perfect vehicle for her departure, leaving fans anxious about how far Luna will go and how Steffi's family will cope in her absence. The emotional stakes couldn't be higher as Finn grapples with fear for his son and frustration over his inability to protect his family from Luna's machinations. Will this crisis unite the Forresters in their fight against a common enemy, or will it expose hidden fractures in their relationships? Amidst this chaos, Remy Price finds himself at a critical juncture. Known for his checkered past, Remy holds crucial information about Luna's vendetta against Steffi. A secret that could tip the scales in this dangerous game. If Remy has truly turned over a new leaf, as he claims, this is his golden opportunity to prove his redemption. Will he step forward with the truth, risking his own safety to protect Hayes and expose Luna's sinister agenda? Or will his old instincts for self-preservation prevail, leading him to stay silent and let the drama unfold? Remy's internal struggle adds a layer of complexity to an already volatile situation, as his decision could alter the course of events for everyone involved. His moral dilemma serves as a stark reminder of the power of choices and the enduring battle between right and wrong in the world of the bold and the beautiful. Unresolved tensions and future speculations. As these 2 weeks of high-stakes drama unfold, the intertwining storylines leave us with more questions than answers. Will Hayes escape Luna's grasp unharmed, and what toll will this ordeal take on Steffi and Finn's marriage? Can Brooke navigate the pull of her past with Nick without sacrificing her future with Ridge, or is this the beginning of the end for one of daytime TV's most iconic couples? And how will Hope manage the specter of Daphne Rose while balancing her personal feelings for Carter with her ambitions at Forrester Creations? Each character's journey is fraught with uncertainty, and the ripple effects of their decisions promise to shape the landscape of Los Angeles's most glamorous family for weeks to come. Adding to the intrigue, whispers of additional surprises loom on the horizon. Could Luna's actions be tied to a larger conspiracy, perhaps involving a hidden ally pulling the strings behind the scenes? Might Nick's return unearth long-buried secrets about Brooke's past that even she has forgotten? And what if Daphne Rose's comeback isn't just a business maneuver but a personal vendetta against Hope, driven by old grudges we've yet to uncover? As we ponder these possibilities, one thing is certain: the bold and the beautiful will continue to captivate us with its signature blend of romance, betrayal, and suspense. Thank you for tuning in to the B&B Spoilers channel. We've just scratched the surface of the drama awaiting us from June 16th to June 30th, and we can't wait to see how these stories unfold on screen. What do you think about Luna's unsettling behavior, Nick's provocative return, or Steffi's strategic move with Daphne Rose? Drop your predictions and theories in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates on all things bold and beautiful. Until next time, stay tuned for more shocking reveals and emotional roller coasters.